Where's it gone? So, morning Hope. Today we're going to be looking at dividing by 2. So just like we would in lessons, every time I ask a question, you can pause the video and have a go, or try and build it or represent something, try and write a number sentence, whatever best suits your learning. So, where's the maths? Have a look at this discover image. Where can you see that we might be dividing by 2? So if we're looking at this image, the question asks us 8 players practice in pairs. How many groups of 2 are there? So for this question, we need to be sure that we know that pairs means groups of 2. Pairs means groups of 2. Have a think about, are we sharing or grouping here? Do we know the number of groups we're making, or do we know the number in each group? So here we are grouping. We want to know how many groups there are in total. So 8 players practice in pairs. How many groups of 2 are there? We would use the number sentence 8 divided by 2. How could you represent that? The characters suggest that they could use a drawing. So for example here, they've shown the groups of 2 children. And then they've represented it using groups of 2 dots. The other character says that she used the 2 times table to help her. Have a think about how you could use the 2 times table to help you solve 8 divided by 2. They've also shown how you could do it on a number line. 8 players make 4 pairs. Keep subtracting 2 from 8. How many times can you subtract 2 from 8? 4 times. So there are 4 groups of 2. So for this I would label all my jumps and I'm subtracting 2 each time. So 8 take away 2 is 6. 6 take away 2 is 4. 4 take away 2 is 2. And 2 take away 2 is, of course, 0. Now when we get back to 0, we know that we have used everybody that makes the whole. We have used all 8. We have made 4 groups of 2. Part B says, I worked it out using 4 times 2 equals 8 from the 2 times table. Explain how Flo used that number fact to solve the problem. Why not have a go? The suggestion is they've written out the 2 times table here, look, and they have suggested that using 4 times 2 equals 8 is the most helpful related fact. They've also then done a representation of 4 groups of 2, and the whole is 8. So the drawing reminds her that 4 groups of 2 is 8, so 8 divided by 2, 8 as the whole, split into groups of 2, must give her 4 groups. Can you think of any more related facts? Okay, let's try a think together. 2 more players want to join in now. How many groups of 2 can be made now? So we already had how many groups of 2? We had 4 groups of 2, and we showed it on a number line where the whole was 8. So how many groups of 2 can be made now? If we make 1 more group of 2, how many groups of 2 do we have? We have 5 groups of 2. So we can show the extra group of 2 we now have on the same number line. And you could carry on drawing. You're subtracting 2 each time. How many times can you subtract 2? Your answer will be the number of jumps that you can do. And it should show that you can make 5 groups of 2. 5 times 2 is equal to 10, so 10 divided by 2 must be equal to 5. So Oak, your task is, please, in your Power Maths books, page 12, dividing by 2. Okay, your page should look like this with some number lines and your first question up about how many pairs of swans are in the pond. Make sure you label your jumps, please, and remember the box for the number sentence should be the same number that you then fill in the word sentence. So now you could pause the video, and if your adults would like to check your answers when you're finished, you can then play and freeze the answers on the screen on the next page. Have a go.